Denise, guess what?
What's Abby?
We got chismes. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of We Got Chisme. Like we were saying the last week, this episode we're gonna have an episode in English just to see how things goes. For those bilingual community that are listening to us through the Spanish version of our episodes, we deeply thank you all. So let's see how this goes. Once again, guys, remember I said this is like a trial. It's not like all of our story is going to be in English moving forward, but it's just something that we're trying out. So this is Xavier, by the way, and this is,
Denise.
yes, Denise is going to be reading our stories for today. Let's see what the muse have for us.
Oh my God, stop it. I'm gonna read the first one and then see how I feel about it, okay?
All right, let's see. And what is today's episode title?
Is about entitled people. So I think that the title is gonna be The Entitlement is Real.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I
about
really have some flashback, but sure.
memories popping up like
Oh, definitely. Trust me, on a weekly basis.
I mean, that's basically you work in customer service. I mean,
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with a lot of people. Yeah.
I hate
So
that. Yeah. Okay.
I get it. I mean, we'll see how I feel. And then if I feel okay, I don't know, because I made the mistake of speaking to Sabi in Spanish for a while. So when I do that, my brain goes into like a weird mode and I cannot just switch immediately. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens to
It's
me.
okay. It's okay.
Anyway, so the first one that we're gonna read, it comes from the subreddit Entitled People. And the title is Entitled Neighbor Demands I Move My Fence Because Her View Matters More. So, a couple of months ago, I bought my first house. It's nothing fancy, but it has a small backyard. And one of the first things that I did was put a wooden privacy fence so my dog could run around without bothering anyone, which makes sense, right? That's what you want. So cue my next door neighbor, Linda. It was lucky that it was not a Karen. It's like she came over the day after the fence was finished. She was holding a mug, like she was about to give me friendly new neighbor vibes. Nope. She asked if I would mind moving my fence back about 6 feet. I asked her, why would I do that? She told me it blocked her view from her kitchen window and she liked to look out at the trees. And if I move it back, I will still have like plenty of yard. I explained as politely as I could that the fence was entirely on my property line since I had the survey done, and moving it will give her 6 more feet of my yard for free. She said she had lived there for 15 years and that always had been her view. So it was basically hers. I laughed, I couldn't help it, and I told her no. Since then, she has been, in quotes, accidentally throwing her leaves and branches over the fence twice. And last week, I caught her trying to peek over with a step ladder. Sorry. When I confronted her, she said if I were not so selfish, she wouldn't have to do it. I'm like, girl, first of all, be careful with your dog. Put on cameras because this woman sounds crazy and she can.
Yeah, she might throw some stuff on it
Yeah,
for the dog.
yeah.
That suck. But
So is
for
Lisa the new Karen? What would you do if you had a neighbor like that?
uh you remember one of the stories that have the flamingos in front of the in the house that we read before? So they have like these people calling like the neighbors patrol or neighbors whatever protocol. So I would give them a call and complain about her because even though it's your own property, um, those people can come and find that person for being inappropriate behavior, honestly. So I would give them a call to the city and just like, hey, FY and C, and like you say, just put some camera and have some evidence on file, just to showing them. But that's very petty. Like, what the heck? First of all, if you don't, if the view that you have is not permanent, it doesn't matter if you've been living there 15 years. If the other person feel more comfortable about their own privacy, especially for the dog, to put a fence on, he can do whatever he likes it. Now, what she's doing, throwing the leaves over her fence, suck.
Illegal. Illegal.
And on top of that, like picking over with a ladder, like what the heck? Like, what she's saying that she's doing there, having a party or something? That's just disgusting. People are here just nuts, honestly. On my defense, what I would do, you see those lights when they detect movement like light up like so bright, like everybody like notice like it's something going around. I would put one of those and I would put like a little alarm with a sensor, like when it detects like a head or a human body movement after a certain level, it turns out like an alarm.
Oh, that would be so funny.
So that way, every time she's trying to throw the lip on it, it's gonna be like alarm. So she's gonna get like a nice scare for her. So that I would love to do that, to be honest with you. And of course, have it
Yep.
recorded in 4K. Because who the heck am I? If I'm not home and she does it, like I'm not gonna laugh about it. I need to laugh about it.
I don't know. I will put the camera just to have proof of what she's doing, and then I will report it and be like, "Hey, she's dumping or these things on my yard, and that's fucking illegal." So,
Well, with then you have to make the complaint, they have to go, and then they might ask you for proof, but they don't really ask you for proof. They just go and check up to the person and say, like, hey, can you stop doing this, such and such? Uh, and if she continues doing it, of course, and she doesn't listen and the complaint continues, then they fine her. But it's not like they can just arrest her or nothing like that.
I
It's
don't think I will do that.
like neighbor control crap like that, but it's
Yeah,
unfortunately she cannot go to prison for that. I think not 100% sure. Don't quote me, people.
I don't think so. Maybe if um you get a fine and you don't pay it, maybe you might go to prison after that. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe
But
neighbors.
one of the first comments that actually made me laugh a lot, he was like, ask her why doesn't she move her kitchen window to a spot where she can get her view back?
Wow, that's extreme. But she's being an extremist too, so
Yeah,
it's an
exactly.
extreme solution for extreme neighbor.
Yep, yep. Very crazy people
So Denise,
everywhere.
how you feel after reading our first story in English and comment in English?
And I
Thankfully, her English having it's soft yet until this point. So
I don't know.
you
Were
feel
you able to understand everything that I say? Or you want to read the next one?
I
Because
understood that.
mind you guys, like we said, at least Savi's accent is a little bit less because again, Savi likes English. So me, I do not like it. I never like it. I used to cry when my mom used to make me go for classes. It was that bad. So for me, it was a little bit harder. But now I'm speaking way more often because my beautiful boyfriend speaks, his first language is English. He learned Spanish later on, but his first language is English.
Oh,
So we mostly talking English in the house. So, but still, it's not the best. The good thing about him is that I can switch back and
I
forth
can
between
feel it.
Spanish and English, whatever I feel like.
S-
Same as with Sabi, and same as
Wait,
with
wait,
you,
wait, wait,
but
wait,
this
wait. I want to ask you a question. Why you think I like English?
you like it. You always like it. You like English songs. You like to practice all the time. You
I
were very
mean,
clear about it.
when we were like learning, I'm
Exactly.
like, I was like, I don't want to continue struggling, so I might as well learn it quickly and get it over with. But it's not like I love it, but well, I can read the next story if you like. I don't have a problem with that.
Sure. You want to go back and forth?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
And
cool.
then we can ask our audience,
How
hey,
they feel like and how
what are
they
we doing? Do you like the English? Do you like Sabi? What do we do? Do we do better?
Yeah.
He
Mind
wants
you,
to go back to
people,
Spanish.
like we said before, like English is our second language, so it's not like we are 100% proficient on it. And like Denise also stated, like we do have an accent, which in this country, who doesn't at this point, to be honest with you, like who doesn't have an accent?
Diverse.
So so let's see how this goes. All right. So the story number two
Okay, okay. So guys, we're gonna read the story número dos, o como decimos en inglés, number two.
for the third time.
So, the it comes from the subreddit entitled People, and the title is Too Big to Miss. So it says, I'm a big boy, 6'3", 250 pounds. I was standing in the middle of Penn Station waiting for my daughter. A woman is about 40 yards away and walking towards me, holding the hand of her little boy. I am standing still with my two bags on the floor while texting and looking at my phone. I notice this woman is walking towards me and getting closer and closer. She finally gets right up to me and says, "Excuse me, let me by." I look around the unusually empty train station and see the spot where I'm standing is wide open, like 25 feet to my left and 40 feet to my right is totally empty. I say, in this entire train hall, you can't veer to either side and go around. She just snorts, steps half a step to my right, drags her little willy bags over my foot, and goes on her way. Didn't hurt, no damage done, but the bag almost tips over, so she clearly knew what she did. Just stunning how entitled she was. Wow. Okay, there is this thing that I saw once online. I don't know, remember if it was a
Sounds
TikTok or
like a
I read about
homeless.
it. Huh?
She sounds like a homeless people.
Like
Like
homeless
found
people.
in
Oh,
the
she was
train
walking with her
station.
kid and she had bags, so she was traveling somewhere. She's not homeless, she's just crazy.
I mean,
But like I was saying, there was this story I read once. I don't remember if it's not a story, it's a theory. Whatever. Um, so that thing I heard, I don't remember if it was on TikTok or I read somewhere. It's that it says that women are more likely to move out of the way of someone than a man. They're
in
like,
this case,
they say test the theory and walk, like keep walking on your path, and then you will see a man approaching and they will not move. They will expect you to move. That's a theory because they say men still subconsciously think that women should be submissive to them and that they are the leader of the pack. Like that was a theory that I read about. So I saw a lot of women saying that their power move is like when they walk, they have tried to just not move out of the way and see if the guy does it. I tested this theory multiple times and the guys usually move. I have never seen a guy that does not move. Like I actually just keep walking. It's not like I purposely step in front of a guy. I just walk the way I'm going, and if a guy's coming in front of me, I just don't move. I just keep going until, rationally. I'm not just gonna stand in front of him. I'm just saying I'm just walking, and I see him move like at a decent distance. They don't wait until last minute. So I tested this theory. It didn't work, but a lot of I don't know. I actually tested it like in hospitals and my area of walking and things like that. I never tested in a busy street like the New York. Maybe it will be
but
different.
in New York, don't not even try because people will is gonna run over you, like
Yeah,
legit over you.
true. But I'm guessing people that talk about this maybe tried in busy cities like that and it didn't work. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe she also saw this or something like that, so she expected him to move. But I'm like, girl, if you see he's not gonna move, just move around him. And plus he's not walking, he's standing.
He's standing and
Standing
he's
still.
been there for 40. He said like I've been looking at her 40 yards approaching. Like that was very pity of her. Not just entitled, but just very pity, honestly. Especially if the whole train hall is completely empty. I'm like,
Empty,
why?
exactly. Empty. Like
Like
I would get it if it was busy and he was standing like in the middle of the hallway and he didn't let anybody go. That would be different. I would be like, dude, can you just stand on the side, maybe and not block? But he was not. He was just standing there waiting for someone. for a while and everything was empty, she could easily just move around him.
Passing by, and especially on the right side, who was 40 feet wide, open, completely empty. So, yeah, people likes attention, I guess, any way that they can get it. Maybe she likes to do, and she was trying to mingle with him. Not the best way, but who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Who knows?
I know it's crazy people out there, but anyway. So are you ready for a third story? And I also think I spoke a little bit too fast back there, so let me know, please. Because I do
You
that.
good. You good. Trust me, I speak faster than you do.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Isn't it cutie back there? You can see the head. He was just yawning. He's so cute. I'm sorry. I love my dad. And my cat.
Mommy ducks be like, it's okay. Mine is asleep over there. Who knows where she is?
I know, so cute. They're so cute. Okay. We're going to story number three. Número tres. So this one comes from the subreddit entitled Parents. And the title is Entitled Mom Thinks Her Family's Rules Apply to Everyone. I know. I've been reading this stuff for a while and never thought I would have something to post, but here I am. Last week, I was traveling for work. It had been a long 2 days of meeting, and I was exhausted. I had just arrived at the airport for my evening cross-country flight home. I'm sorry. For my evening cross-country flight home when I got the dreaded text from the airline saying my flight was delayed 2 hours due to mechanical problems.
Understand.
I decided to pass the time by getting something to eat. I found an airport restaurant and I sat down to order. I ordered my food and pulled my phone out of my bag to catch up on emails and browse the web while waiting for my food to arrive. While I was waiting, a family with a mom, dad, a little girl of about 5 years old, and a middle school age looking boy sat at a table nearby. I didn't pay much attention as I was looking at my email on my phone, and then I hear the little girl exclaim in a rather loud voice, "Look, Mom, that lady is on her phone at the table." Then I hear the mother reply, "Yes, she shouldn't be doing that. It is rude to have a phone at a table." I glance over, and the mother says to me, "We have a rule that no phones are allowed at the table." My first reaction was to say something snarky, as exhaustion was definitely getting the better of me. But then I thought better of it and decided to be polite. I look at the little girl and say, "We have the same rule in my family, but since I'm here alone, I'm not being rude to anyone by looking at my phone now." At this point, the son looks like he wants to crawl under the table from embarrassment, and the dad is trying to hand the mom a menu and says, "It's okay, let's just order."
Typical
I
dad.
think that will be the end of it, but no. The mom says, "Obviously, you have a family, so you know how important it is to follow rules. I will appreciate it if you will put your phone away." In a tone that a parent will use on a petulant teen. The little girl chimes in and says, "Yeah, you have to put your phone away. My brother can't have his phone at the table, so you can't either." I look at the little girl and say in as sweet as a tone as I could muster, "Well, the great thing about being a grown-up is that I can do whatever I want. So now I'm going to keep looking at my phone," and turn back to my email. The mother sighed loudly, the teen looks even more embarrassed, and the dad again tries to get the mom to just order and leave me alone. The mom calls a waiter over and asks to be reseated. He grudgingly moves them to a different table. My food arrives and I eat in peace, enjoying browsing Reddit. And at the end, it says, "Edit to add. Thanks so much, kind people, for the silver and gold. I had no idea people could be so interested in this story. It's been awesome reading all the comments."
I mean, what's wrong with people?
Yeah.
I
I
know,
mean,
I understand that maybe she was trying to teach a lesson to her kids, but that's not a way to bother other people with your inconveniences. Like, what's the matter?
yeah, I know.
Like, I would be like, "Excuse me, lady, can you mind your business?
Exactly.
I'm doing work right here. Like, I don't want it to be rude or anything like that, but please leave me alone."
Mhm.
It's simple as that.
I
And
know.
like, your mommy's being a little Karen, you know that?
Just tell them, what if we teach your kids to mind their own business? Very snarky. But a lot of people in the comments, I mean, moms are saying that they have similar things happen to them, but they usually say something like different people do different things, or well, they're an adult, so they get to do some things you can't, and things like that. Because
Well, he also stated, like, I'm a grown up, so I can do whatever I like or
that,
whatever I
I
want, to
think
be
that it has
precise.
to come from the parents, you know. You should teach your kids.
Exactly. It's not like you can tell that, especially somebody who is by himself. But she was very kind, the way
Mhm.
that she was trying to handle the situation, and I'm glad like she called the waiters and make to be visited because what is her problem? Like, and kudos to the dad trying to pull her away though. And the poor guy, the other team, the son is like poor thing, like oh my God, this he probably was thinking like here we go, this woman again.
Mhm.
That sucked though. I honestly would be like, ma'am, not today. You have a blessed day. Enjoy your meal. I'm still working, waiting for my food. Bye.
Yeah.
Because you
Same.
go in three times. Like, how, what more, what else she wants to do? Like, to put his phone down and what he's gonna do next? Just look at her face and her family eat and just having a good time?
Yeah, crazy.
Nah. People, gotta love people, people. Gotta love people, people.
Yeah. Um, you wanna do a story number 4?
Absolutely not. I'm dyslexic.
Are you ready for more entitlement? Or are you fed up by it already?
Woman, I'm fed up from Monday to Friday with entitlement, so go ahead.
Okay. So story number 4 comes from the subreddit Entitled People, and the title is Entitled Relatives Think They Deserve More Than My Adopted Son. To give some context here, I must say that I'm an IT engineer with toxic family relationships. I
Mm.
cut off my father and my uncles and aunts. Yet I keep in contact with my cousins and their children, which somehow I treat as mine, as I had none, and I'm an only child, therefore is the closest I got. I always prioritize success over relationships, so I'm single. And throughout the years, I felt that my cousins' children weren't mine. Therefore, I wanted to raise one of my own. It took me some time, but finally, I adopted an 8-year-old kid, as those usually age out from foster care.
Oh.
I love the experience of raising a kid, and yet I have to deal with some entitledness from my cousins. It turns out that every now and then I usually spend some money traveling with my cousins and their children. Yet this year, for obvious reasons, I need to save money in order to get all the stuff my son will need, and I'm planning in going big, the best of the best I could afford. I just explained this to my cousins and told them this year our trip together will be canceled. They say nothing, so I thought they understood the situation. Anyway, I wanted my kid to socialize with my cousin's children, so I invited them all to a get together party. This was after about 2 months when my son felt comfortable enough. And somehow all the kids were so mad and refused to play with my kid. He just sat in a corner and tried not to cry, but he did. I just stuck with the kids and they say he was not part of the family and they deserve more as he is adopted and they, as my family, were entitled to the trip to the parks in Florida. I was in shock and I asked them where they got that from. And they told me how their parents have told them the reason why I took their trip was my son. As I'm saying, what the reason why I canceled the trip, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I guess
was
so.
my
That's what
son.
they're trying to say.
Whoa, wait for it. So the reason why I canceled the trip was my son, who comes from the streets and isn't even family. This is what the kids say.
God.
The kids say their parents told them the reason why I canceled the trip was my son, who comes from the streets and isn't even my family. I was fuming, so I told them all to leave. I had a Zoom meeting with just my cousins who tell me that their children must come first. And I told them they made me realize my son comes first. So I canceled their college funds, their private school tuitions, and I just told them that if my kid is not part of their family, neither am I. And they were cut off. I have been called unreasonable, but I think my son comes first, and I made the right decision. Absolutely right, my guy. First of all, amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. You just made that kid very, very happy because usually 8 years old do not get adopted as easy as a baby. So you're doing something amazing. I'm so glad you both found what you wanted, a family. And you can create new things with this family. And that's a good thing that you cut off the other ones because son unos buenos para nada.
Do you read well what all his stuff that he does for those childrens? And that's how they pay.
What do you
So I
think I
canceled their
did?
college fund, their private school tuition.
Paying for all that shit. And you know what? He got a kid and he just canceled the trip. That's all he did. He was still saving for their college. He was still paying for the private school tuition. All he did was cancel the trip, and that was too much for them. Crazy.
Well, well, again, I blame the parents, the way that they instructing the kids to do so. It's like it's noticeable that he come from from a family who likes to have beef among each other, for what it seems like, because that's just ridiculous. But he definitely make the right decision of cutting that off, and like you say, a plus to him that adopt a kiddo from taking her out of the system from foster care. Usually,
Mhm.
that's not the best environment for kids to raise, to be
Mhm.
raising. But so kudos to you. You can give it the best to your son and look at the positive side. Now you have more money, more time to spend with your kiddo and go wherever you feel like it and provide the kid everything that he has missed for those 8 years and have a great time with your new son. So go for it.
Yes.
And that's also for all those people who wants a child but is still single. There is definitely plenty of way how to get a child, This is a wonderful way. Everything is depending how you raise your kids that they're gonna come out, how they're gonna come out. Uh, but yeah, definitely he did the right thing. I will do the same thing, like in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Yep.
Very sad that people still thinking that way. Money's not everything.
No. And they just lost everything for one thing, for being assholes and not being accepting of this kid. Because he has done so much for their families and for the kids. The minimum they could do is reciprocate that and be welcoming to his kid.
Yeah, but you
Crazy.
know. You always trying to, that's happened when you always too nice to people, the people just run over you. And
Yeah.
you just feel like this is belongs to me when it's not that. It's a privilege that he was doing such a things with Deng and out of his good heart that he was doing. He was not needed to do any of that. Those kids have their parents. He was just trying to be extra nice with them. Um, but it's just ridiculous. People are just something else.
I know. Very sad.
Anyway,
Um,
now let's pass to a brighter. Do we have any update on this
no,
or any comments?
I was gonna read the comments. Like the first one says, you definitely made the right decision. Screw those people. My God, how awful. Is your son okay now? That's so terrible. And Opie says, thanks. Yes, he is. And more now that I'm taking him with me to the parks in Florida. Amazing. They
Kudos
could.
to him. Definitely kudos to him.
Okay, and the last one is my favorite. It's not just entitled people, but also they learned their lesson, and it was amazing.
Mhm.
It says, so it comes from the subreddit Entitled Parents again, and the title is Entitled Parents Tell Me to F off in my own yard. Enjoy your free shower. Says, long time lurker here, first time poster. Please forgive any formatting mistakes since I am on mobile. A few years back, sorry, let me go back here. A few years ago, I lived in a house that was a block away from a public park. It was a very large park, and I noticed two soccer games occurring when I left one Saturday to go to the grocery store. When I returned home, I don't know why I'm reading like this. When I returned home about 45 minutes later, I noticed there was a truck parked beside my property. The occupants of that truck were on my property. There was two children dressed in soccer uniforms, their mom and dad, and a large Doberman. The Doberman was lying on a picnic blanket. The parents were setting up their family's picnic lunch, and their children were chasing each other, all on my front lawn. I could not believe my eyes. I pulled my car into my driveway and I walked over to the family asking them why they were on my property. The entitled mother then snarked at me, "What does it look like? We're eating lunch." I asked, "Why are they not eating in the public park that is a block away?" She responds, "It's more peaceful here." In a completely shock, I say, "This is private property and you all need to leave now." The mother's response was, "Go fuck yourself, you little bitch." I know. I am furious. I pay the mortgage. I do all the lawn work. And you think it's okay to trespass and tell me where to go on my own property? So this was the easiest revenge ever. I walked right beside them to the outside tap that was attached to my sprinkler system and turned it on. The family started screaming and grabbed all their stuff as they ran into their truck. The mother and father screamed obscenities the whole time and said they were going to get me. Well, this is what revenge came to. I'm sorry. This is what revenge two, number two came in. I downloaded my security camera footage, which showed their license plate, and brought it to my next neighbor, who just happened to be a police officer who was working that day. The parents were charged with trespassing, and I had a smile on my face for the rest of the day.
Oh my God. But why people feel
That's
like
what
they can do this type of stuff?
I don't know.
I
I don't
wonder if it's something wrong with like psychologically or emotionally, like why? And the excuse that they do because it's nicer here. Like, of course it's nicer because that's not a public property.
This is my house. What the heck?
That's just so bizarre. But good for you though. First of all, genius about the sprinkler. I was like, I would do the set thing though. I would do the sprinkling thing too.
I will do the same thing. Yeah.
And
And if
good.
I had a sprinkler, I would just get a hose and be like, "Sorry, I am, doing my job. I gotta do it all the time, otherwise it gets dry." If you're sitting on my
No,
yard,
I wouldn't get the hose. I would just like let the sprinkling go because that
but
would be
you
enough.
don't have a sprinkler though.
Huh?
What if you didn't have a sprinkle system on?
Oh, then I would get a hose. I'm like, it's time to water the plants. Sorry. And you're like, oh, it's something like private property. I don't know who you are.
Crazy as hell. Dumb people. Oof. People get me mad, but I love that he did that.
Yeah, especially he pressed chargers.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, he has the evidence, so you see the importance to having a food camera,
I
security
know.
camera in your house once you buy a house. I don't have one though.
I will forget it. Once I have a house, it will be everywhere. It'll be in the front door, it will be in the backyard.
I mean, I just have a front door. Well, my car does record everything that goes near the ear, and it's next to the door.
Yeah,
So
this is why it's important to also have something in your car. Like my car records everything around it as well.
yeah, so whenever the Amazon guy before he knocks the door already have the notification for my car like showing
Like somebody
okay,
walking.
he's knocking the door. Like, oh, the delivery. Okay, good.
But that's very important because if somebody hits your car, you know who it was.
I know. And you have the footage and the play right away over there, so that's good. Wow. It left me on shock, but I love the revenge though. But
Me too.
it just makes me so upset that people can be cis
Mm,
nasty and entitled to other things. It's just
I know.
well, it's whatever though. Uh in this world we're gonna find all kind of people and apparently by the day, we just find more angrier and angrier people on a daily basis. But remember, people, the way that you read the Denise, you guys care. I know. Uh, it doesn't. The only thing that matters is the way that we react towards this scenario. It's like we don't have to react with the same energy those people are reacting at the end of the day. You know, you choose how to handle this situation. So if you lower to their own level, it's just gonna end in madness. So he worked very smart on that. Kudos to him.
Yeah. Um, the first comment was very funny. Well, no, no, I don't know. It says, "Thank you for caring about the hygiene. It sounds like their mouth could have done with a washout too." And then someone else say, "I just subdue here. I just read this now and I am late, but seriously, I am laying here with my mouth open, absolutely insane. I am glad you showered them with hospitality."
That was a good one. Shower them with hospitality.
Yep, yep. That was amazing. I know.
That's great, though. Well, people, entitled people, sometimes you get what you deserve.
Yep, they do. And that's why it was
Especially,
my favorite story because it was a very nice revenge.
yeah,
And
and especially the charges for the parents from the police station. What
I
a
know,
best way. Yeah, so if they have used to do that before to other neighbors, they
I know.
already have evidence in a record.
Anyway, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the stories today and let us know if you like the English or you prefer the Spanish, and then we can switch over
Mm.
again. You
Por
don't mind.
ejemplo, yes. So, para esas personas que solamente hablan español y no pudieron entender la mitad de este episodio en inglés, lo sentimos, pero
Todo
vamos
el
a regresar.
episodio.
Sí, vamos a regresar nuevamente al episodio en español para la próxima semana. Como le estamos diciendo, solo estamos tratando de ver cómo esto funciona. Sorry, guys, I was just saying, translating like half of what Denise say. Like, if you guys been liking this episode, like, we hope you like it and all that good stuff. And we just trying something in English, so, we're gonna try to be this more like 50-50 if this goes well, of course. Remember, this is a trial. Um, yeah. So I hope we like you like guys. You like I hope you guys like this episode. The story that we read on, and of course, guys, we were expecting you for you guys to comment, uh, make your thoughts of what would you do in revenge to somebody who react to you in some entitled way. For instance, the guy in the train station, like that was just rude, speechless. This family related in the restaurant in the airport, that was just extremely rude too. And this guy with their family and the shower hospitality, which was great, but rude for the part of the family. So how you guys will handle this type of situation with grace, I would say, because they did handle it gracefully, I
Let
must
me
say.
know what entire people you have encountered in your life.
Cool, me?
No, I'm saying in general. Well, you can tell me too, but I'm saying in
I
general.
know. I cannot
I
say that.
want to know what entire people you have encountered along your journey in this beautiful planet that we live in.
Yeah, I cannot comment on that. I suffer with that Monday to Friday, so.
You're gonna fire Sabi if you tell us all the stories.
I'm about to write a book, by the way, on all those stories I
You know
have.
what? This is why I like the lab environment. Like I really like enjoy working in a lab because I don't have to deal with it. Like I deal with blood samples and tissue, and all I do is just pick it up and process it and do my thing. People
No,
ask me, "Don't you hate working by yourself?" I'm like, "No, I actually love it. I can hear all day to my podcast, to my audiobooks, and I'm the happiest."
no, good for you, bitch.
I
Uh,
love it. I hate customer service. My God, I was like,
well, sometimes they have the rights to request certain stuff because at the end of the day, the customer is always right, even though they are not right.
Mhm.
But it's just the way that people ask for things that my put feelings into how the services is delivered. Um, you just have to listen and but again, every person have a carrying with stuff, that's understandable. But at the end of the day, you need to be kind to those who providing you a service for the service to be the best
Definitely.
provided to you. Yeah, be kind to everybody. That's all. Just be kind to everybody. If you're
No,
kind to everybody, not everybody's gonna be kind to you. But again, it's the way that you portray your feelings, how you react towards those situations that truly show who's the bigger person in the room or
yeah,
in whole.
it's sad though. Sometimes it's very sad that you had to be the bigger person in every situation because people suck.
I know,
So sometimes it's sad.
I know. Pero, ¿qué se le va a hacer? It's
Mhm.
nothing that we can do. We can just control how we act. We cannot control how people perceive us. So.
Mhm.
Anyhow, guys, comment, let us know what funny entitlement nonsense you have in following your life and how you have gracefully brushed it off, or maybe not gracefully brush it off.
I want to
Maybe
know
be
that
messy. It might be messy. We would love to hear that. As usual, our emails in here, guys. You can share an email with any funny story that you want to for us to share, and you can be completely anonymous. As you might see, all this story was completely anonymous. So yeah, you don't lose anything. So we can just say we can have a laugh together and have a comment. So we will
too.
not judge you, but we gonna comment on it. It might sound judgmental, but it's not judging. This is a judge-free zone. We just make comments.
Mhm.
Just want to have that clear.
Okay. For
Until
those
the
who
next
didn't stop me
episode.
just look at you.
Until the next episode, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.